Hey guys, thank you so much for joining this podcast. For those who do not know me, my name is Arkam Chima, your very own sales guy and the co-founder of Captens Limited. In this podcast, we are going to discuss how you can utilize external traffic, profitable external traffic, and drive it to your Amazon listing. To discuss this topic, we have Paul Harvey, the external traffic guy, on board. Over to you, Harvey.
Big thanks for that, and good to be here.
So, first of all, thank you so much for giving us your time. Secondly, let's start with your introduction, what you do, how you make businesses more profitable with external traffic, and we can get started with from there.
Sure thing. So basically, I've been a long-time Amazon seller, sold for well over 10 years. And in that process, I never really liked PPC, but I know it's a necessary evil. And I wanted to find other ways to launch products around PPC, not using PPC as much. And then when I started selling on Amazon, I started testing a lot of external traffic strategies, and then that worked really well. And since then, I launched a few agencies and there's a bunch of software just geared on external traffic sent straight to Amazon
Okay.
listings.
Okay. So, how profitable is external traffic for you so far, and why TikTok, and why not other external traffic?
Because right now, my career, I've always followed what's the most trending type of traffic that Amazon loves. We all know that the Amazon halo effect, but we don't
Yeah.
really know how to trigger it. But the biggest thing we see is that Amazon loves external traffic. Back in the day,
Yeah.
a few years back, when you would send external traffic, it couldn't do like damage, not damage, like harm to your listing because maybe you have a bad conversion rate, so on and so forth. But right now, for the past
Hmm.
few years, any external traffic that comes to your listing, even if you have a bad conversion rate, it can only do better. And
Yeah.
in the past, I just send a lot of Facebook traffic. But then
Hmm.
when everyone is using Facebook for rebates and Messenger and so on and so forth, I
Hmm.
noticed that the traffic wasn't really that good anymore. But then I
Okay.
started testing out TikTok, and yeah, Amazon loves TikTok traffic so much so that even if you have a boring product, if you just
Yeah.
get a lot of TikTok traffic coming to your brand, your store on a continual basis, Amazon loves
Hmm.
that. Normally, those
Okay.
brands experience a sales increase as a result.
Okay, so I have a question here. So how do you evaluate whether this X number of influencer or marketing campaign would be profitable for your business?
So basically, that's a hard one because in terms of TikTok traffic, any external traffic, normally we'd add a pixel and then or the ad would optimize according to the pixel and so on and so forth. We can't do that on Amazon because you can't optimize the campaigns because you can't put a pixel on Amazon. So
Hmm.
we really don't know, in essence, how successful these campaigns are. So what we
Hmm.
do is that basically we compare the sales, the page views, the sessions, the
Hmm.
PPC, the branded search, brand analytics. We compare that to the year prior, the same period, basically to compare what happened when we were running ads and when we weren't running ads. And right now, that's kind of like the best solution to do it.
Okay, so currently recently Amazon has launched the brand referral program, which is giving like up to 10% bonus or reward to the sellers who are driving external traffic. So isn't that feature actually tracking the all those sales? Because if they are not tracking, how they are evaluating that how much reward they has to give to the seller?
So basically, the brand attribution is a great concept in theory,
Okay.
but the tracking sometimes doesn't work and so on and so forth. So we can't really trust the data. One of our
Hmm.
campaigns, we sent 1,000 clicks over 10 days, and we
Okay.
measured it with the attribution, and we had just over, I think, what was it, 1,000 clicks, and maybe only like two or three sales. It was absolutely
Hmm.
horrendous.
Okay.
However, TikTok buyer behavior is different to Facebook, Pinterest, and Google in the sense that TikTok Generation Z, Z where you plant it, and
Yeah.
that generation does not like ads. So if they see an
Yeah.
ad on TikTok, they purposely won't click on it. However, that being said, if the video is good, they will go find the product on Amazon before
Hmm.
the video is even finished on TikTok. So the,
Okay.
the best metric to measure was branded search because We can see then how much more traffic is coming in as a result. And nice thing about TikTok is not many agencies can ever say this, but basically is
Yeah.
that very few agencies are able to affect and manipulate the brand analytic data, but TikTok
Okay.
is that powerful. So that's a really big deal.
Okay. So as you already know that multiple agencies, multiple people are trying to leverage the external traffic, but how are you making it profitable for your business and your clients' businesses? What's the
TikTok
secret?
is TikTok is all about testing. It really is. I mean, I've spoken to a number of TikTok specific agencies, not for Amazon, but just like D2C. And
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't admit it, but like eventually I got them to admit it, is that when
Mm-hmm.
they test out campaigns and strategies, they are
Mm-hmm.
testing out about 100 different creatives because they
Okay.
know the odds of going viral on TikTok is very rare. I mean, I've never gone viral. I don't
Okay.
believe in it. And yeah, that's the biggest issue is that we don't know when stuff is going to work and when it doesn't work. So if people want
Mm-hmm.
to push TikTok, we have to get into the mindset of test as many creatives as possible.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, we pushed through like tons of campaigns and we kind of figured out by a lot of split testing. And with TikTok, that's what everyone needs to do, just split test and see what works
Mm-hmm.
well. And like for an average campaign, what we do, we have about 10 creatives, and then we
Okay.
split test those and see what converts best. And then the best two, we keep that, and then test another 10, best two, keep that,
Mm-hmm.
and continually always testing.
Okay. So are you going forward with the UGC content as well? As you might see that everybody is talking about UGC content, utilize this content, you can utilize it as your like in your creatives, in your videos, and those sort of things. So how profitable or how workable is UGC content?
UGC content is the main thing. If your content comes across like an ad, then it's not
Okay.
very good. It's not proper UGC.
Mm-hmm.
UGC content, the aim is to inform the buyer what the product is. And if
Yeah.
there's any like hint of a sales tactic, they won't like that. So in terms of ads on TikTok, the content must come across as wholly generic,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and genuine, that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Genuine and must convert really well from that.
Mm-hmm. So is like TikTok marketing or TikTok traffic just all about sales? Because I have seen this small businesses or medium business, what they do is they start a couple of campaigns, they do not get results, do not see instant hikes in their sales, and they just shut them off. What
Mhm,
do you prefer in this year? What should be the reality KPIs which
mhm.
the marketers will focus on to make sure they are at the right path?
So the first thing is that when doing any type of external traffic campaign, you must
Hmm.
think, okay, now how will this affect the algorithm? Because
Okay.
when you're gonna send traffic to Amazon, you need to make
Hmm.
sure it's the best traffic to kind of like nurture the algorithm. For example,
Okay.
back with rebates, when we did search find buy was effective because it's doing the work that the
Yeah.
algorithm. So when people are sending or traffic from TikTok, they need to be doing the same thing. So
Hmm.
basically, is that when they send traffic, what traffic converts best? And for example, sometimes
Hmm.
them tests use an ad where they send the link directly to the Amazon listing, and it's an
Yeah.
ad, it's a video views, and so they can't click the ad, but then they have to find it on Amazon. And that's quite nice
Okay.
because what we're doing right now, we're launching TikTok Shop. And it's quite nice
Okay.
because in the buyer's mindset, they have two choices: either buy the product on TikTok Shop or go
Okay.
buy it on Amazon. Either way, it's a win for the seller because if they go
Hmm.
buy on TikTok Shop, that's great. And
Okay.
TikTok Shop is cheaper than Amazon, so that's better.
Yeah.
And then if they go buy on Amazon, that's great because there's no links. So they have to go find the product on Amazon.
Hmm.
And that means they're doing their brand search on Amazon. Amazon sees
Okay.
traffic coming in and typing in your keyword. That works
Hmm.
really, really well.
But don't you think in this way the conversion would be way lesser? Because if the consumer actually has to click on the ad first, then find the product itself, surf everything, and then buy for the product. I believe if we have to go for this approach, then the product should be extremely like persuading, or it should be solving a really strong problem. Unless nobody is going to like go for a search for a whole page and evaluate where this product is.
Correct. So basically, what you can do there is the more barriers to entry there are on TikTok, the
Hmm.
less choice there is. That's always going to be a thing. Is that
Okay.
the buyer mentality? They want to buy it immediately. They don't want any barriers
Hmm.
to entry. So, for example, using an ad that redirects direct to the Amazon listing, that will always work well. But then what I noticed is that I've seen about 80% of TikTok traffic that do
Hmm.
not click on the ad, but go find the product on Amazon on its own. So what we did
Hmm.
then is that basically we made the video really, really exciting. Like for example, one was like a baby blanket, when they say, "Oh, guys, my baby slept through the night last night. It was absolutely amazing from this baby blanket. Check it out." And like
Hmm.
not being salesy, but to one mother helping another mother, giving her advice on how not to waste a lot of money on baby blankets and get this nice one over here. So stuff like that, that content converts really, really well. What most
Hmm.
people do is when they're pushing traffic from TikTok to Amazon, they'll create a campaign and they'll might be aggressive for 1 or 2 days and
Hmm.
then they'll stop because they don't see sales. But they have to
Hmm.
think, what does Amazon see from their side? When Amazon sees TikTok traffic, they see generally, or most of the time, they see influencer style traffic. Influencer style traffic, Amazon sees a spark in sales and then goes back to
Yeah.
where it was like the next day or later. So
Hmm.
Amazon's used to seeing that. So if you send a spark in traffic, Amazon doesn't care because it's normal. They will accept that. But if
Yeah.
you do at least a 10-day campaign of traffic, then Amazon sees gradual sale or gradual traffic coming from
Hmm.
TikTok. And the more profiles they are sending that traffic, the more viral it comes across in Amazon's mind because
Okay.
Amazon always scrapes all the social media websites. And if they can see TikTok, not just one profile sending traffic, multiple profiles, that's a bigger win for the brand.
Okay. So let's say I'm a medium-sized Amazon seller brand owner. Okay, Amazon brand owner, and I want to kickstart my product launch. I have to like keep some budget for the PPC as well, of course. And at the same time, I have to how much percentage of budget should I allocate for these TikTok ads or marketing or UGC content? How much should I spare for it?
So first of all, what I would say is that for everyone, the easiest, fastest way is to go after influencers. Use the TikTok Creator Marketplace that's free, and
Hmm.
you reach out to influencers there. Normally, what I would do, I would reach out to about like 5 or 6 influencers, and they cost like $100 each, maybe less, maybe more. It depends. So that's five hundred
Hmm.
dollars to use influencers. Then, but bear in mind, influencers takes a lot of time to work. So those 5 influencers might mean you have to contact like 100 people, but
Hmm.
that's how it works. And
Yeah.
basically, they have those influencers to contact them, and when the ideal situation is they post their content at the same time the product goes live, because then Amazon
Okay.
sees from TikTok as soon as the product goes live. And then what's nice is you can turn all those all those posts from influencers into ads. With TikTok, it gives you
Yeah.
the ability to run Spark ads, and Spark ads are
Hmm.
great because it helps you to boost the um, already current content on TikTok. So the more
Hmm.
influencers you work with, the more you
Hmm.
can boost, and it's nice. It's nice for them because you're paying for them to get more traffic. So it's only a win-win situation for them.
Yeah, but at the same time, yesterday I was one of my virtual assistants shared a sheet of some potential influencers for from Instagram, and their rates are really going insane. So a
Mm.
couple of influencers gave me their sheet, and the starting prices were $1,000, and they
Mm.
were going for as high as like 3 grand, 4 grand, and those influencers barely had maybe 70K, 80K followers, 90K. So I guess they're trying to increase their value, but they are not providing any sort of guarantee
Yeah.
that whether you would receive any sort of sales or not. So how are you tackling this problem, or are you just crossing your fingers and just praying for it
Pretty,
that the
so
sales
pretty
will
much
come?
Instagram. I don't touch Instagram because in my mind it's done and dusted because it's already over its growth phase. whereas
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is still growing. And in terms of picking influencers there, what I do basically is that it's frustrating, and I've wasted a lot of money on influencers where I buy their, I pay for their services and
Mm-hmm.
it goes absolutely nowhere. It's so frustrating. All you do is hear crickets. It's so
Yeah.
frustrating. So in
Yeah.
terms of that, the best thing to do, if you're using TikTok Creator Marketplace, you can see the metrics about the influencers before that you can't see on standard TikTok. So you can see their
Yeah.
engagement rate, and so on and so forth. And if an influencer has a great engagement rate, even if they only have like 10,000 followers, that's still a better win than a big
Mm-hmm.
influencer. Because a lot of what people do is that they go after these big influencers. And the bigger the influencer is, the less their engagement rate is. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the rate is, I could be wrong now, but I think it's like if you have 10,000 followers, your
Mm-hmm.
engagement rate hovers around 6%. But then if
Yeah.
you have 100,000, it hovers around 2%. So the bigger they are, the less engagement they get. And
Mm-hmm.
TikTok loves engagement. Is that
Mm-hmm.
if you can just create content that gets engagement,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get more reach than the big influencers.
So, so one of my friends like I asked about why not go for UGC content and start organically. Let's say you hire somebody from any freelancing platform, give them a couple of $1,000 per month, and they can create one or two videos each day containing UGC content, and you upload it, and then start growing your TikTok account like organically, and then redirect that traffic to your Amazon listings. Wouldn't that be a viable approach for small and medium-sized businesses, or they should start from paid marketing?
It would be. The problem would be is that right now TikTok marketing is so cheap. TikTok ads are so cheap or cheap right now that it
Okay.
would be a waste to try to go organic. I don't try to grow anything organically.
Mm-hmm.
It's much faster just to do paid. And a lot of people try to do organic, but organic, you're going to be waiting 2 or 3 months to
Mm-hmm.
see any type of results. And in those 2 or 3 months, I'd much rather take the budget and spend it on TikTok ads right now. Because you
Mm-hmm.
can take, let's say, maybe 5 videos and you can cut them up and repurpose them into like 30 videos. You can really do that and then just
Mm-hmm.
post it every single day on your profile and go from there. And then also what's quite nice is to build a following is actually really quick and easy. Like if you run ads right now, you can get
Okay.
followers about 10 cents a follower, and
That's
actually expensive could even be cheaper. So I don't go for organic because right now TikTok is too young. That in the sense
okay.
that organic won't go anywhere right now, but the paid is a
Mm-hmm.
much faster way to get
Yeah, that's cool. So we have a couple of questions. Let me just highlight them so we can answer them. Okay, so Sam Malik asked, what KPIs should we consider before hiring influencers for marketing campaigns?
the engagement rate. That's the most important thing. TikTok loves engagement, so always go after high engagement. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer. I don't even look at their. I don't even look at their followers because it doesn't mean anything. You can see you
Mm-hmm.
get some big accounts that have like 100 or like 1 million followers, and yet they only
Mm-hmm.
get like 3,000 views. That's because
Mm-hmm.
their engagement rate is poor. And if you
Okay.
get an influencer with a great engagement rate, that means they're probably going to get better and better and better and grow more and more and more. So start
Mm-hmm.
developing their relationship now with
Okay.
influencers that have a really good engagement rate because they understand the TikTok algorithm, they understand their audience and
Mm-hmm.
how to get results out of it.
But at the same time, I would add something that if you're going for engagement, do read a lot of comments, because what I've seen so far, like when it comes to female influencers, there are a lot of male like people in audience in the comments, and they're just commenting that doesn't make sense. So you have to
Exactly.
make sure. So you have to make sure that the people who are commenting are actually relevant to the niche. Let's say if you are targeting some beauty product, and the influencer has all the like her target audience only includes people who are like just cringy and they have no concern with the beauty niche, it won't be worth it, even though if the engagement rate is high.
Correct. Correct.
Let's
And,
okay.
and that's the main issue is that people go after big influencers, but
Mhm,
their follower count means nothing. It's their
mhm.
engagement rate that's the biggest factor.
Okay. So Umar has what are the key indicators that help in identifying the performance of a campaign?
So if you're running, I'm assuming that's paid ads on TikTok.
Yeah.
And paid ads on TikTok, the two metrics I look for the most, or actually a few metrics. The two I look for the most are cost per click CPC, because
Mm-hmm.
the cheaper the cost per click, and right now TikTok ads are way cheaper than PPC, so that's
Mm-hmm.
CPC, and then CTR, your click through rate. Always the higher the click through rate, the better the results will be. And if you can get around 5%, that's a really good metric, and then the ads will
Mm-hmm.
be cheaper as a result. And the
Mm-hmm.
last one is look at how many people actually complete the video. Because if only a
Okay.
few watch like a second, then it's not a very good video, it's not very engaging. But if we can see most of the audience complete the video, then we know
Mm-hmm.
it's a good sign.
Okay. Gotcha. So another question from Rehan: when doing TikTok marketing with external traffic, I have got a simple yet difficult question. Do you use hype audit tool to reach out to possible influencers or DM products to promote on Insta or LinkedIn Linktree? Let me know, Paul, because I'm working with supplementary and fitness brands on FBA and they need this type of demand fulfilled.
So I'm not sure what Hype Audit is, but I'm assuming it's one of those softwares that just helps you reach out to
Yeah.
influencers and so forth. So basically, is that um, I don't use Hyper Audit, but I've used a number of those tools. I mean, from IntelliFluence to there's so many. I've used a bunch of them. The best one is TikTok Creator Marketplace,
Okay.
because it's free and there's just so many you can do there. And like you're allowed to contact maximum of
Mm-hmm.
20 people per campaign you create. So for each product I do, I'll create about 5 campaigns and then
Mm-hmm.
contact 20 people per campaign, and that works that's actually the best strategy to do, and then go from there. A lot of the TikTok, one thing people love to do on TikTok is they'll find an influencer and then just send them the product. Never do that. The
Okay.
average influencer on TikTok just receives so many products every day. They don't care
Mm-hmm.
about you, or they won't even use your product because they don't know what it is. So always try to reach out, and the smaller influencers are always the most hungriest because they try and build a following and they
Mm-hmm.
need.
Okay, so what we should do in this case, because I still remember I started a local business here and I sent a couple of free products to a couple of influencers, and the ones who had like 50K, 70K, and 100K followers, they literally took the product and they never responded back. So how you deal with such a situation? Because it's like they're not fulfilling the job for which I have already like gave them the product and no response from them
I lose
afterwards.
about 30% of the
Mm-hmm.
products I send out. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like influencer marketing is like dating in high school, where the pretty girl won't talk to us because
Mm-hmm.
we're not popular enough. So that's the main thing about TikTok, is that we have to make sure. And also with TikTok, don't when you talk to influencers, don't send them a page, like
Mm-hmm.
just send them like a few lines. That's all you need to really do. Don't try to go make things perfect. They receive so many requests a day that
Mm-hmm.
you make it quick.
Okay, so you actually give them like a structure of the video that you have to follow this structure, or just let them be creative with it.
So there's two ways doing it. Is that if you ask them to make up stuff, or not make up stuff, like make up their own content, give them the product and time to do content, that
Mm-hmm.
always fails for me. The reason
Mm-hmm.
being is that I always when I work with influencers the first time, I'll pay like $100, not much at all, and generally
Mm-hmm.
those influencers don't know what they're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
when they do know what they're doing, then they charge a lot more. So what I
Mm-hmm.
do basically for every brand, every
Mm-hmm.
time I reach out, I say to them, this is
Mm-hmm.
what I want, and here's a video example. That
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact they don't read anything I say, but they'll watch the video. And
Yeah.
that's quite nice because then there's less error on their side. You can show them what they want. I say, I want this. Maybe you can make it. Maybe you can improve it and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And what's quite nice is you have the more you reach out to, you have like 30 or 20 or 30 if you do that much, 20 30
Mm-hmm.
creators, all that are pretty much identical, and then you can chop those up and recreate those and repurpose those again and again and again.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. Have you utilized those niche-based TikTok accounts? Let's say I'm targeting the car niche, okay, automobile niche. There are some accounts that are specifically focusing on the automobile related videos, but they are not showing their faces. Have you tested those accounts yet? And if yes, how did they perform?
You mean like a faceless account?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they perform really well. Again, with TikTok, it comes down to just seeing what works. For example, last week I spent something about
Mm-hmm,
$2 or $3,000 on creatives for the one brand I was working on, and
mm-hmm,
they were really good creatives, really good videos. And
mm-hmm,
then by pure chance,
mm-hmm,
some TikTok profile, which is not an influencer because I only have like a few hundred followers. But what they did
mm-hmm.
was they created like a 2 minute video about the product, how they used it, and that went viral. And like
Oh,
it was so raw, it was so ugly, but that worked very, very well. So,
mhm.
and it's always tough to know what works and what doesn't.
So in your like term, what actually is going viral? Because I have seen that people with a couple of 100,000 views also called it viral. People with million views also call it viral. So what do you prefer as a good viral video?
Pretty much TikTok, although people like to say, oh, I'm original and this and that, TikTok is
Hmm.
about copying. It really is. You find great content and copy it, and if it goes viral, then there's a very good
Hmm.
chance you at least get like 10 to 20% of the traffic that gets because you
Okay.
copied it unintendedly. We've done the test where we've copied um, um, videos like frame by frame with the
Hmm.
same music, the same hashtags, everything, and yeah, it
Hmm.
works. So don't try to be original, just copy and if you can improve if you have the time.
So no need to reinvent the wheel.
No, don't reinvent the wheel at all. Just
Okay.
copy what works. And I hate saying that because I'm a former teacher. I don't want to say copy, but yeah, it works.
Yeah. Because if somebody wants to start from scratch, they have to do a lot of test and trial.
Mm.
And when it comes to people changing every day, it's hard to satisfy everyone. So Rihan has
Exactly
another
that.
question. Paul, can you break the ice of ranking boosts after using social media for products? I believe he's trying to say like how much of a boost you can get. Is it like, let's say, is it more than PPC sales? That
Generally,
extended
I
partic.
see when we do like a 10-day campaign of TikTok ads, and that's $50 per day for 10 days,
Mm-hmm.
generally we
Mm-hmm.
see a 30 to 40% increase in sales as a result. The problem
Okay.
is, I say it's increase in sales organically because we don't really
Mm-hmm.
know where the sales come from because TikTok, the buying mentality is so different.
Yeah.
So we generally see a 30 to 40% increase in sales. And then also when you compare that to the sessions, the page views, everything, yeah, um, there is a 30-40% increase as a result. The
Okay.
only problem is it's tough to know when that sales increase comes as a result. Sometimes it comes
Yeah.
immediately, sometimes it comes a week later or a few weeks later. It's always varies. Amazon just can be a tough
Mm-hmm.
element to deal with.
Okay. So I have a question from. Could you please share a pathway to build audience for our relevant niche through TikTok?
That's very, very easy. And like, what I love about this is that when someone's running TikTok
Mm-hmm.
ads,
Mm-hmm.
basically, we all need to make sure we are studying our competitors.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing because when you're running
Mm-hmm.
TikTok ads, you can target all the hashtags that people have
Mm-hmm.
used. So if you know your competitors, what hashtags they've used, let's say your
Mm-hmm.
competitor brought up followers
Mm-hmm.
bought an account of 1 million followers. That's great for you because now you can use the same hashtags in your ads and target all their followers and get them on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what I would say is copy your competitors, look what hashtags they're doing, and then run ads focused on just those hashtags, and you'll get those.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I believe
what,
it's similar to Instagram, how Instagram is operating. If you keep on like focusing on specific hashtags for a month, then you most probably will start appearing on those hashtags. So I believe
Mhm,
the algorithm for both Instagram and TikTok are quite similar.
mhm.
Okay, so there's a question from Mr. Amber. If we are getting traffic but it's not converting, provided our listed listing is not good enough, is also good enough, but can be the possible reason for what that low conversion rate is. Yeah, yeah. Now there's a question here. How we can evaluate whether our offer or listing is bad or the traffic that we have received is not doesn't have that much of a buying capacity.
Mm. That's a factor. It really is.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So what you could do is this: is that if you're running TikTok ads,
Hmm.
run all the ads as normally, and maybe not. So excuse me, the hiccups. So maybe you're running
Okay.
the ads, and then you're seeing
Hmm.
that you have a low conversion rate. So then retarget all the people that clicked on your ad, retarget them, and with another
Hmm.
video saying, "Here's like a 20% discount," and then just see if that works
Okay.
out. And with a
Okay.
discount, are they you have them point to the coupon code, or you can
Hmm.
do TikTok's own coupon code referral ad.
Yeah. So this is what Russell Brunson normally does. If you open his one of his ads or whatever, and if you don't buy, after a couple of minutes, you will receive a retargeting ad saying,
Yeah.
"I know you have opened my ad and you didn't purchase it," and he tries to retarget you. The problem is the small businesses or medium-sized businesses are too scared to take such a risk because brand building is like more of a marathon instead of a sprint. So you have to
Mm,
take that risk to make sure that the money you are spending on advertising is actually worth it.
mm, 100%.
So what's the good engagement rate in your opinion? I've worked with TikTok influencers and found them much better than Instagram influencers as they have real audience engaged, and Instagram influencers mostly have other influencers engaged on their posts to increase ERs.
100%. That's why I'm focused solely on TikTok because
Hmm.
everyone TikTok is still growing, so that means there's tons of opportunity there. Whereas Instagram,
Hmm.
yeah, it's not growing as much as
Too
it was
spam,
back.
too spammy right now. Instagram is all about like spamming. There are a lot of bots in the comment section, and there are a lot
Mm.
of irrelevant people selling you NFTs, and they want to buy crypto from them. Okay, so there's
So
too
then,
much from
in
Tanya.
terms of that question about the engagement rates, if I
Yeah,
see a 10% engagement rate, that's great. So anything about 10%, I go.
perfect. Paul, Paul, do we have to use landing page in between while directing traffic from TikTok to Amazon? Enhance the conversion rates with quality buyers only.
No, so right now, you don't have to use a landing page. You can if you
Hmm.
want to. And there's two types of landing pages. First of all, that's the normal landing page we always use, like a click on
Hmm.
a start page or whichever. That's normal landing page. But
Hmm.
also, what I noticed was is that a lot of the users, when they land on that landing page, they then don't do
Hmm.
anything. So I just love clicks, but not much action. And then also you got to
Hmm.
make sure that landing page is very sexy and converts. That's the hard part. Normally,
Yeah.
that extra barrier to that extra workload, yeah, it can be a hard part. However, you can use the TikTok's own landing page where you set up your ads. I haven't tested that, but it looks good. I'm not sure if they'll have better or worse results, but we're going to be testing that very, very soon.
Hmm. Cool. So the issue with utilizing an audience on TikTok and having a good chance at virality is posting consistently until the numbers start flowing in. The issue with that is it requires a lot of video content to be created consistently. Many small brands do not have creative resources for that. How do you cater that?
So basically, is that what I would do is that for one video, I'd make it into 5 different videos. As soon as we have a video from a creator, the first thing we do is chop it up scene by scene. That's the first thing we
Okay.
do. Then we'll take those different scenes and mold them together because the big thing about TikTok is the hook. The hook, like the first 3 seconds when you hook the customer, that's
Hmm.
ideal. So sometimes I'll have like the same video, but a different hook every time. Like maybe it's a baby blanket. So like a hook would
Hmm.
be, my baby slept through the night. That's for all the moms that are
Okay.
sleepless
Yeah.
because they and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. So I would experiment with those hooks, and then once you find a hook that works really well, then you know,
Hmm.
great, that's my hook, and then you can work on the later parts of the video. But
Hmm.
the aim is that you need to hook the person in the first 3 seconds, ideally the first second. So
Hmm.
that's why I take one video, I try to I mess it up, and I mix it up and go from there. Normally, what you find is that after you do it a few times, you get
Hmm.
better and better and better. And that's why I have
Okay.
a video editor that works with me full time because just doing videos, so that way we can
Hmm.
take so much of the content. It's quite nice because let's say an average video costs $100.
Hmm.
If you want 5 videos, that's $500. But if you get one good video and chop it up, that can be used multiple times. And
Yeah. So
also,
if you
there
want,
are some softwares out there. I think it's Pencil, Try Pencil.
Mhm.
They allow you to actually upload your videos, and they will chop it up into
Okay.
multiple.
Okay. So if you want to find like good hooks, but I would prefer is going to YouTube and follow all the big YouTubers because they are spending a lot of money in on creating good, catchy and persuading thumbnails and the title it has in it, because those
Mm,
are the main thing that actually decides the click-through rate of the YouTube videos. People like Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and other Paul brothers, they are spending a lot of money because the higher the CTR, the higher YouTube would rank them. So if you just keep save all the videos that hook you up, create a swipe file of everything. Once you have the swipe file, you can utilize it at any platform. Okay.
brilliant.
Okay, so after how much time TikTok ads you start seeing results?
Generally, what I do a 10-day campaign, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
look at the Amazon products during those 10 days because I do what
Okay.
everyone else does. I start the ads on day one, and then I
Mm-hmm.
don't sleep, and I just stress about, is that ad perfect? Is it working? I wonder, and I stay up late thinking. So
Mm-hmm.
I do 10 days, and then only look at the campaign after 10 days. And that's nice
Okay.
because often we make changes. We like same with PPC. We make changes right now, and then
Yeah.
forget about that. And like in the future, we don't know what we did, so on and so forth. So I always
Mm-hmm.
wait like 10 days.
So
But I hope
those
that
are mostly like panic changes.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess these are all the questions we have. Before covering this up, would you like to share some information or anything that would help the community further?
Just basically, I would say your community. I'm a big fan of Pakistan, like a big fan. I used many Pakistani workers. Like I love Tibbets, and like I think you guys are way smarter than me. So good on you guys. And I honestly wish you guys got the credit you deserve. I know a lot of brands kind of like don't give it, you guys the credit you deserve. But yeah, you guys are smart. I love you guys.
So, so I guess this is it. Thank you so much for joining this podcast and see you soon, Paul. Thanks again.
Thank you, Lucas.
Same here. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.